The Art of Seduction, by Robert Greene, is not simply a book about romance or attraction, it is a deep psychological study of influence, desire, and human behavior. Greene explains that seduction is a form of power rooted in emotion rather than logic, and that people are rarely persuaded by reason alone. Instead, they are drawn, moved, and influenced by feelings, fantasies, attention, and validation. Seduction works because it speaks to unmet emotional needs, hidden insecurities, and unconscious desires that people themselves may not fully understand. At the core of the book is the idea that everyone wants to feel desired, special, and emotionally fulfilled. Seduction begins when someone makes another person feel seen and understood in a way others do not. Greene emphasizes that seduction is not about physical beauty or manipulation, but about awareness, patience, and emotional intelligence. Those who understand how desire works can influence not only romantic relationships, but also social, professional, and creative environments. Greene introduces different seductive character types, explaining that people respond differently to different forms of charm. Some are drawn to mystery, others to confidence, some to nurturing warmth, and others to boldness. Successful seduction requires understanding both yourself and the emotional nature of the other person. When seduction fails, it is often because people project their own desires instead of observing what truly attracts the other person. A major theme in the book is creating absence and anticipation. Greene explains that constant availability kills desire, while space creates longing. When people are not always accessible, they become more intriguing. Desire grows in imagination, not in familiarity. Seduction thrives on tension, uncertainty, and emotional movement rather than predictability. The book repeatedly highlights the importance of attention. Giving someone focused, undivided attention makes them feel important and valued. In a world full of distractions, attention itself becomes seductive. Greene explains that people fall under influence not because of grand gestures, but because of consistent emotional presence. Another core idea is appealing to fantasy rather than reality. People often escape into dreams to avoid the boredom, stress, or limitations of everyday life. Seduction works when it offers an emotional experience beyond routine, romance, excitement, mystery, or meaning. Those who awaken fantasy hold powerful influence because they give people something to emotionally live for. Greene also emphasizes patience and timing. Seduction cannot be rushed. Pushing too fast triggers resistance and fear, while patience builds trust and emotional safety. The seducer observes carefully, adapts slowly, and moves only when the moment feels natural. Timing, according to Greene, is often more powerful than action itself. Another important lesson is emotional control. Seduction collapses when desperation appears. Neediness signals weakness and shifts power away. Those who remain calm, confident, and emotionally independent create attraction naturally. Greene explains that seduction begins when you are complete within yourself and not seeking validation. The book also warns about overexposure. Revealing everything removes mystery. Mystery invites curiosity, and curiosity fuels desire. Greene advises revealing depth gradually, allowing interest to grow over time rather than overwhelming the other person all at once. Greene makes it clear that seduction is not about force or pressure. The moment someone feels manipulated, the spell breaks. True seduction feels voluntary. The other person believes they are choosing, not being controlled. This illusion of choice is central to emotional influence. The book also explores the role of confidence and self-presentation. People are drawn to those who appear comfortable with themselves. Seductive presence comes from self-assurance, not arrogance. When someone is at ease in their own identity, others feel drawn into that emotional stability. Greene discusses the danger of predictability. Repetition dulls excitement. Seduction requires variation, emotional highs and lows, presence and absence, intensity and calm. This emotional rhythm keeps interest alive and prevents boredom. Another major idea is understanding vulnerability. People are most open to influence when they feel emotionally exposed, uncertain, or unfulfilled. Seduction often succeeds not during moments of strength, but during moments of transition or emotional openness. Recognizing these moments allows influence to happen naturally. Greene repeatedly reminds readers that seduction is a neutral force. Like power, it can be used creatively or destructively. Awareness is essential. Understanding seduction protects you from being unconsciously influenced while also giving you control over your own emotional presence. Toward the end, Greene emphasizes that the highest form of seduction is self-mastery. Those who understand their own desires, fears, and emotional patterns are less reactive and more magnetic. Emotional depth, patience, and awareness create attraction without effort. The ultimate message of The Art of Seduction is that influence begins with understanding human nature. People are driven by emotion, not logic, and those who learn to communicate emotionally, without force or desperation, gain powerful influence. Seduction is not about tricking others, it is about creating emotional resonance. When done ethically, it builds connection, fascination, and lasting impact.